Welcome. I'm Shiny Trophy, and I've got my Ramen Spot podcast co-host, Miss Fox Phoenix, here to chat today.
Hi, this is Fox, and welcome to this special episode of the Ramen Spot podcast.
We get a lot of questions from new and returning players about the exotic kiosk in the tower. There are a lot of weapons in there, and people want to know what we think are the ones they should prioritize getting first. So here are our 10 recommendations with a couple of caveats. First, this is not a list of what is the best or the meta, because what is best at any given time changes frequently. Plus, eventually you'll want to get every weapon in the kiosk because they're all fun to use and are useful in some way. So this list is more of what we have found to be the most fun to use, in addition to being the most useful throughout the different eras of Destiny 2. Also, second, this list isn't a ranking, so number 1 doesn't necessarily mean that is what we consider to be the best gun in the game, although, spoiler alert, it actually is. Let's get started. Originally, the raid exotic for the Crown of Sorrow raid a few years ago in Destiny 2, this submachine gun is hitting harder than any other SMG in the game due to its exotic perk, which uses any incoming damage you take or outgoing damage that you deal to charge the weapon up. When fully charged, you can unleash that stored power to increase Taraba's fire rate, damage, and reload speed. And the longer you use the weapon to do damage to enemies, the longer this buff will last. You have not been melted in the Crucible until you have come up against a fully charged Taraba and been instantly deleted. If you need a powerful SMG for your build, look no further. Anarchy.
Anarchy! Yay! Anarchy is a weapon that used to be a random drop at the Scourge of the Past raid, and now you can get it without praying to RNGesus through the ATM at the tower. It is a weapon that was very popular for a while because its grenades create an arc connection between each other and they deal some damage over time. That was very significant before grenade launchers got nerfed. It is still very fun to use. You can make cute or less cute drawings with the grenades and the arc bolts in between them. But most of all, it still does its job at doing AoE damage over a little period of time for at clear and to help you with damage to orange bars or yellow bars or even red bosses.
Okay. Stasis has always been a very powerful ability in Destiny. If the enemy can't move, then they can't shoot, and they can't threaten you and your fire team. The Aegir Scepter is a stasis trace rifle that causes area of effect slow and freeze to afflict any enemy near to a kill. This means that whole rooms of enemies can be controlled easily with just one enemy dying to your scepter. A very fun weapon to be sure.
Alright,
Why should people get Wither Horde?
because it's a lot of fun. Okay. Wither Horde is one of the most fun weapons to use in the game. The weapon creates an area of effect that deals damage over time for however long you stand on it. So it is great for ad clear in PvE. It is great to do a little more extra damage to a bigger boss or an enemy while you use another weapon, while that little pool of goo is doing its effect. And it's especially annoying in any capture the zone or capture the flag situation in PvP.
Mm-hmm.
It is also a very good looking weapon, but the most important factor for me really is the fact that you can deal damage to bigger enemies while using other weapons, and also annoying players in PvP.
It has been a long time since the Whisper of the Worm has been the king of damage in Destiny 2, but it has had a long reign at the top ever since it was introduced as the Black Hammer just months after Destiny 1 came out, to being reintroduced later in Destiny 1 as an exotic, the Black Spindle, because its perk was just too strong, to being reintroduced again in early Destiny 2 as the Whisper of the Worm. Its exotic perk automatically refills your 3-shot magazine if all of your shots were precision hits. This means that majors and bosses get their health deleted by this heavy sniper rifle, and I'm calling it now, it will return to the top of the meta in the near future. Similar to the Whisper of the Worm, this unique linear fusion rifle was once the king of damage as well. Its beautiful design, straight out of a Warmind bunker, encases a unique laser beam weapon that splits and ricochets off of hard surfaces to clear out rooms of enemies with big damage. It is also absolutely top tier when it comes to looking cool and being fun to use. Don't sleep on this Destiny masterpiece.
Izanagi's Burden. Izanagi's Burden is one of the best looking weapons in the game. It is really beautiful, and it has some of the most beautiful ornaments as well. And it's a weapon that has a beautiful story. If you're interested in the lore, you could just read it in the game or look up a lore video about it. It is a sniper rifle, and while I personally struggled with having really bad aim, this was one of the sniper rifles that I had the least trouble using, especially during DPS towards a boss. It has a special perk that allows you to combine the whole magazine into a single bullet that deals a lot of damage. It is also one of the most reliable high damage sniper rifles in the game, and it shoots relatively fast. And for a while, it was one of the top DPS weapons to be used in the whole game until snipers got nerfed. But it is still very beautiful, and it can be a lot of fun to use. With the big advantage that since it's a special weapon, you can use it with anything else as your heavy weapon, so you can deal extra damage.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Alright, this one might be a surprise since there's literally nothing flashy at all about Traveler's Chosen. Its design isn't going to win any awards, and it doesn't fire laser beams or freeze enemies. So why is it on this list? Look at this. When you get kills with Traveler's Chosen, you imbue the weapon with Traveler's Light. The more stacks of light that you have in the gun, the more handling, reload, and target acquisition the gun has. But if you choose to absorb that light from the gun, you use that energy to refill your grenade, melee, and class ability. Yes, that means nearly instant cooldowns on all of your abilities just from killing the enemies you will be running through anyway. Don't let its plain appearance fool you. The Traveler's Chosen is a strong contender for the best overall gun in the game. And your baby, your one true love, the Jotun.
Ah.
Talk to me.
It is difficult to talk about Jotun without drooling all over because it is my favorite weapon in the whole game. It looks cool. It sounds cool. It shoots amazing. Jotun was the first weapon that I actually grinded for. I cannot tell you how many times I did Bergusia Forge to get it. And I got it. When Solar 3.0 came out, they gave it a catalyst. And this catalyst gives Jotun 2 extra perks. The first perk is Cornered, which makes Jotun charge faster when you are surrounded by enemies. And the second perk is Incandescent, which spreads Scorch to nearby enemies. And since Solar 3.0 is all about spreading the fire, Jotun is a really good weapon to pair up with a Solar 3.0 build that you have. I always use it on my Solar Warlock because I'm a Jotun addict.
And they just made it better for you.
And they just made it better for me.
Without any hyperbole at all, I can tell you that I would consider the Outbreak Perfected to be the best overall gun in the game. Besides an all-time great gun design that features a sleek Siva red and black color scheme and some of the best sound design in the game to match, the gun exceeds in every area that you would need a gun to do well in. To start off with, killing an enemy with a precision shot creates a cloud of nanites that will seek out nearby enemies and attack them. If that's not enough, any nanites that don't kill a target attach and give your next bullets fired at that target more damage. And if that's not enough, if the target is high health and you continually shoot it, you will generate even more nanites to increase the damage even further. Yes, having multiple people in your fire team shooting Outbreak with you means bonus damage for all of you. And since it is a primary weapon, ammo is infinite. Are you starting to see what I'm getting at here? It's hard to justify using your exotic slot on a primary weapon most of the time, but for Outbreak, it's not. If I had to choose just one weapon to do the entirety of the game with, from Nightfalls to Raids to Trials to Crucible to Gambit, it would 100% be Outbreak. It's that good. And that's our list. There are dozens more exotics in the kiosk, so remember to check them all out because they're all fun and useful.
Thank you for tuning in and for spending some time with us. And I'll see you guys, gals, and pals next week. Bye!